Now, a budding Los Angeles-based artist is making waves in Southeast Asia with his open book approach to music. Gavin Haley has recently unveiled his 13-track debut album, I Hate You, Don't Leave Me, and he is behind the hit song and fan favorite anthem, The Way I Am, from his first EP way back in 2019. And he is now here with us live in the studio. Gavin, good morning. You were actually here before we were.
Yeah, I know. We thought there was going to be traffic, and there wasn't. We got here way too early. I apologize about that.
No traffic at 4 a.m. But I mean, you just had, a gig last night.
Yes.
And you were here way before me.
Yeah.
But I mean, how did that go last night?
It was amazing. Tarsia Records put on this beautiful showcase with a lot of their artists who are the most unique, kind people. Everyone was so supportive. There was this girl called Fanny who had the most beautiful voice, big voice. I was blown away, and it was just the best experience. Everyone made me feel very welcomed.
That's right. Well, we love your music here. I mean, in Southeast Asia as well. And you're back to promote this new album of yours. Let's talk about that. I Hate You, Don't Leave Me. I mean, interesting title.
Thank you.
For an album, why the title? How did you come up with that?
I wanted to have to show these two conflicting emotions, I think everyone can kind of relate to being in something that is very difficult and tough and hard on a soul level, but at the same time you don't want to let go. There's the equal amount of wanting to push through something and work and fight for something. And I was talking to my sister, having a conversation with her one time, and it came up, and I really, really connected with it. And I think sometimes the fear of starting over can be bigger than sticking through something that's not benefiting you. And so, I thought that it was fitting.
So when do you know when to let go?
That's the question, right? For everyone, it's different. For me, it was the writing process really is eye-opening for that. In writing these songs, I treated it like a different thing for me. It was treating it as an everyday, this album is really my journal entries, and you get to see what's inside of my mind, and yeah.
And what's interesting also, I mean, how would you compare this album to your past EPs? I mean, this one seems a bit more upbeat. I mean, you're rapping. I expected you to dish out some dance moves in your music video, and it's like, wait, this guy's not moving. I'm gonna move a little bit more, right? So it was quite different from, your other EPs.
Yeah, no, I always want to be experimenting and trying new things. I'm really inspired by a lot of different music. And it was, every year that I get older, the more I change, and I wanted to showcase that part of myself.
Okay, so it's...
Maybe dancing in the future. I don't know if I have it yet.
Is that something we can expect when you come back here? It's going to be like a full-blown
we'll see about
show,
it.
right?
Maybe I'll practice. We'll see.
Okay, so you tell me about this album once again. I mean, you have 13 songs in this album, and you were able to collab or work with this multi-platinum producer, Skylar Moans. Tell me a little bit more about him, and you also worked with Nick Bailey. And what was that like? I mean, these guys, actually have worked, like Moans actually co-produced with Dua Lipa, and we have Nick Bailey here, who also was a co-writer of Marshmello and Demi Lovato.
Yeah, it was great. It's just nice to have two. This was the first time where I just really worked with two close collaborators, which made me really comfortable and able to express myself. I think the most refreshing part about working with them is they're a little bit older than me. And so not only was it they really made me feel seen, but it was nice to relate to or just get a perspective from a different side of life. During the time he just got engaged, and he was actually expecting his first child, and so I'm not anywhere close to that, and it was nice to have songwriting from all angles of life, and I think we made a really complete body of work because of that.
And speaking about all angles of life, I mean, in this album of yours, tell me, was there a certain theme that went into this album?
I think in the past, if you listen to my music, you can see it's all relationships. For this, that I didn't stray away from that as much as just kind of, like I said a moment ago, was treating it like journal entries, really treating it like not trying to tell a certain story, but just tell my story of every day of life, and I wanted people to see inside my world more closely.
Okay, talk to me about that body language.
Yeah. That's why you thought I was going to be dancing. I thought I did good in the video.
You did,
I had a little move.
You did.
So that was one of the songs on the album that I'm so happy about that song. I expressed a new side of myself, which is I'm really influenced by hip hop and R&B. And that song really makes me feel confident. Sometimes I feel like I'm either very emotional or very confident, and that song, the confidence, came out. So,
yeah, I mean, because of your previous like music videos that I've seen, you're like, you know, so shy and coy in the corner, and then all of a sudden you're like, yeah, come on, bring it up. And you have this other upbeat song. I mean, a lot of upbeat songs in this album of yours, which is Lottery. I mean, something different. No love life.
No.
Right? Just in case there's underlying meaning there, but there's no love life, and you're talking about, you know, what are you gonna do if ever you did win, and you can come here in the Philippines and buy an island.
Maybe, huh? No, I think it's a really relatable thing, though, and that's what I mean. Like working with Nick and Skylar was so nice. Nick came into the studio one day and he was like, "Yo, what would you do if you won the lottery?" And I was like, "I have no idea. Let's write a song about it," because I think that's something no one can really give us that answer to, right? If I won a large sum of money, I wanted it to be as simple as, would I buy a lot of cars, or would I become a better or worse person? You know, no one really knows what would happen with a life-changing event like that. And making the music video, we tried to reflect that too, you know, by telling little stories in it. And it was such a fun collaboration.
I mean, you've come a long way, I mean, from your first EP to where you are now. I mean, what would your end goal be? I mean, I remember I was reading an interview of yours way back when, it was 2018 or something, and you were saying something about, well, I wanted to travel, I wanted to be able to explore the world, and now here you are.
You know, that's a good question. I think the difference between Gavin in 2018 and now is, in 2018, me having this conversation with you might have been the end goal. You know, I thought that everything I had now would be what I wanted. And I think the end goal for me now is obviously I want everything to grow. I want to play big shows, but I want to be able to be content with what I'm doing. You know, not just always look towards the next thing. Obviously, I'm a very competitive person coming from a cycling background and growing up with sports, but I want to be really successful in music, but I also want to be happy, and I think happiness is the end goal. Yeah.
I wanted to talk about that sport. you did bring it up a little bit. So for the benefit of our televiewers, I mean, he's actually a pro. Can I say cyclist?
Yeah, that's good.
A pro cyclist. I mean, you were
not in that shape anymore.
but I mean, tell me about it. Do you miss it? I mean, you were touring. I mean, you were more than a musician at one point, and now, right?
Yeah, I miss it a lot. After I stopped racing, it was hard to kind of think about it, because you know when something is your whole life.
It's a lonely sport too.
Yeah, it becomes your identity though, and so letting go of it, I kind of had mixed emotions towards it. But it's the first time in a long time where I'm coming back to the bike and really feeling refreshed again. You know.
So now you are coming back to the bike.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And any plans of?
We'll see. Yeah, I'm definitely planning something with cycling and music together. So we'll see what happens.
You're going to be a singing cyclist.
I'm probably the first one. Yeah.
Well, okay. So we are happy that you are here, Filipino fans. Yeah. I know you've prepared some phrases for our Filipino fans.
I mean, I'm trying to be more local. No. But yeah, mahal kita,
there you go.
I love you all. You have a very special place in my heart already, and I'm excited to spend more time here.
And what can we look forward to?
A lot. Just coming back here again.
Back?
I'm here for such a short amount of time right now. It's been so quick in and out, but like I said, I already have memories that are close to my heart, and I felt so welcomed by everybody here. I can't wait to come back and make more adventures.
Well, we definitely love your songs. Any collaborations? I mean, that's always my favorite question, because we are just so global. We like to do so many things with different people.
Like I mentioned, I met a lot of very beautiful artists yesterday, so there's endless possibilities with what I might do.
There you go. So with that, I'm sure I'm going to have you back in this chair sometime in the future. Thank you so much, Gavin Haley, for joining us this early in the morning.
Yeah, I feel great.
Have a safe trip back.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.